Sir and all my dear colleagues, good morning to all of you. I am here that we know that CBSE is organizing month-to-month training program, in-house training program. So we are here in this premises to attend this training program. First of all, I want to thank all of us, all of the colleagues and along with staff members that they are doing tremendous job in this pandemic situation. So I want to thank all of you. Big round of applause for all of you. On the behalf of management and respected principal sir. Today our in-house training resource person is Mr. Dijit Datta sir. He is going to share his views on teaching strategies of English in secondary level. I would like to request him to please come on the dais. Mr. Datta sir, please come on the dais. Big round of applause for him. We will start you.
Thank you, Manish sir. So, first of all, I would like to convey my respect to our respected principal sir and to all my dear colleagues. And I am quite glad to be over here to share my little experience, whatever I have learned on the topic teaching strategies of English in secondary level. Actually, before going to start this topic, I would like to share that English as a second language, when it was first started or it was incorporated in our syllabus, so I would like to go that the historical background of teaching English as a second language in our country. So you see, you all know that when we were under the British rule, their main intention was to make a group of people, though they were Indian in birth, Indian in blood, but still their taste should be in English. Means their main intention was to prepare a group who can help them in different kinds of administrative work. But after that, like that English was going on during the British period. Soon after the independence, here some of our leaders, they treated English as a symbol of slavery. That English should not be incorporated in our school curriculum or in our syllabus, or English is not to be treated as a subject which are likely to be taught in secondary levels. But some of the eminent political leaders were there, but who were in the opinion that no, it will, if we ignore English as a subject, teaching in the secondary level, then the progress of our country, it may hamper a lot. The progress of our country may stop. So considering this thing, some of the eminent leaders like Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, then Jawaharlal Nehru, they strongly were in favor of including English in the secondary level. Then in the year 1965, English was declared as a linked language, as an official language, as per the recommendations done by the Coterie Commission, as you all know. And after that, the three language formula of in our country, it was adopted. In the first language, the mother tongue is taught. Then in the second language, English or Hindi, English is taught, and in the third language, Sanskrit and other languages, other regional languages are taught. That is the thing. Then, why the national leaders, they felt the need to include English in our national curriculum or in our education policy? Because they felt that in this competitive world, clear no, English has its own status. And you will be surprised to know that in the present situation right now, only 2 to 3% of Indian people, they speak in English. It's quite surprising, but though they are minority, the majority sections of the people, they don't speak in English. But in minority sections are there who speak in English, clear, though they are minority, but in our society they are the most influential, they are the most elite group, and they are treated. You can guess it in every sphere and every walk of our life. It is true. Then the teaching strategies. In terms of strategies, first of all, my topic is teaching strategies of English in secondary level. Now, what are the strategies? Strategies are the means or some techniques or some principles or some tips which are used or which are adopted by a teacher here when he is teaching English as a second language. And in this regard, I must tell that here in this perspective, especially in Bihar, clear no, a few students are there who takes interest in learning English. Now, the question definitely rises why? Clear no? You see, sometimes the environment, it matters a lot while we are acquiring a subject. Environment or the surrounding atmosphere, it matters a lot. Though we always try our level best to motivate the children, to motivate our learners, कि English has its own importance. If once you step out from this area, from these premises, you will understand that what is the importance of English. Now English is treated as a global language also, as a global language. Clear no? So definitely those who have been adopting English in their speaking or learning system, definitely they are the gainer. They are the gainer. Even in the field of competitive exam, you cannot ignore it. Even in the field of competitive exam, even in the field of higher education, you cannot ignore the importance of acquiring a depth of knowledge in English. None of us can ignore it. We can never ignore it. So considering all these things, several psychologists, several linguistics, several educationists, they have formulated certain strategies that can be much more effective while we are teaching the students of secondary level. Now, in this regard, first of all, I would like to discuss one thing, that is the vocabulary building of the students. While we are going to teach the students of the secondary level, first of all, we need to enhance their power of storing vocabulary. So here you see vocabulary, and that must be done in such a way so that they learn these things in a pleasant way. They feel quite pleasure to learn the subject. Inside the classroom, whatever we are facing, the problem is that most of the students, they are quite scared of this subject. Definitely some reasons are there behind it. Here, from the very beginning, maybe the environment, maybe the situation, maybe the surrounding atmosphere, clear no? Maybe it may be the defects of the teacher, maybe the defects of the infrastructure. Clear no? All these things plays a role, clear no? To bring out that kind of situation into the minds of the learners. So, we can that vocabulary building part, clear no? In a playway method or in an attractive way, we can make the students understand. Clear? As for example, I am telling you, suppose you write one sentence in the blackboard as break. So definitely the students of 6 to 9, 10 level, they know the meaning of break. टूटना. बोलो, what is the meaning of break? So most of the students, you might have observed it in the class, they respond in Hindi, and that is also a bilingual method. We have to accept it. We cannot ignore it. Clear? So break. So देखो बाबू, ये जो break है students, so right, you must applaud them. Very good. Who told that you are unable to learn English? Simply, if you are interested, you can get a lot of knowledge. So this break, a break के साथ हम लोग अगर into जोड़ देंगे, you see, break into means it has some different meanings. Break means तोड़ना, लेकिन break into इसका मतलब क्या हो जाता है? तोड़ फाड़ करके किसी रूम में या तो किसी का घर में घुस जाना, तोड़ फाड़ करके किसी का घर में घुस जाना. You are lying on your bed at night. As for example, we can say, suppose तुम रात को घर में सोए हुए एकदम आसान से peacefully you are in a sleeping mood. Suddenly, some robbers, they broke into your house. Similarly, here we can use another word. You should write enter. Break into means to enter. forcibly. जोर जबरदस्ती घुस जाना, तोड़ फाड़ करके गैस कटर से तुम्हारा सर काट दिया, फिर कैसे भी करके कट के लोग अंदर घुस के जैसे भी करके जितना भी वैल्यूएबल आइटम्स था सब लेके वो लोग चले गए. So students, today I am going to teach you like that 5 words, and out of that definitely mind it. Tomorrow I will ask you the meaning, and you yourself have to prepare some sentences using this. And some other teachers, any one of you, Tapan Barman sir.
Yes, sir. Robbers broke into the bank.
Some robbers broke into the bank. Iman ma'am, to enter forcibly. Using that sense, you can make any kind of sentences.
The students tried to break into the garden.
Yes, right. Clear now? So like that. Then similarly, you see students, you have already learned one word, break into. Like that, 4, 5, 6 students, especially the backbenchers who are quite scared of this subject, clear now? They will mostly prefer to sit in the back bench. We have to walk inside the class. Then we need to go to the back bench. तुम बोलो, उसको डराना नहीं है, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी वो डरा हुआ है, उसका मन में एक बाप रे इंग्लिश क्लास हो रहा है, क्या होगा नहीं होगा, क्या पूछेंगे. Some of the words which they can use in their day-to-day life. As for example, you see, let us keep the same word break. Again, we will changing it with another preposition. At the same time, we are making them understand that into is a movement word. Into is a, but is the most of the time the students in that sense into is a movement word. So like that, if we teach, I think the teaching learning process it will be quite effective. Right. That is personally my opinion. Now you see, here we will add another preposition up. Break up. Clear no? So break up, here also there are so many meanings, clear no? But mostly the 2 meanings we use in case of break up. One is, you see, आप लोगों का स्कूल कितने बजे छुट्टी होता है? सब बच्चा बोले सर 2 बजे. तो बोलो तो मेरा स्कूल 2 बजे छुट्टी होता है. Most of the students they give their our school ends at, clear? Ends मतलब क्या होता है? एकदम खत्म हो जाना, end, उसका end हो गया, समाप्त हो गया, दोबारा उसका ए नहीं होगा, होने से भी टाइम लगेगा, it will take some time. End, that is wrong English actually. Our school disperses, चलेगा, here there is no problem, our school disperses. तो इसका that break up का similar meaning we can here write. Disperse is the word, clear no? Prayer, disperse. Each and every day they are listening to this word during our prayer, when we are conducting prayer. So they are quite aware of this particular word, disperse. Clear no? So you see, break up. Break up means disperse. So this accident तो देखे हैं जहाँ पे mob इकट्ठा हो जाता है, road को they block the road, they don't allow any vehicles to fly over the road. ये सब इंसिडेंट हम लोग अक्सर देखते हैं। तो ऐसा कोई उन लोगों का जो कॉमन डे टू डे लाइफ है, वहाँ से कोई अगर ऐसा इंसिडेंट ला के हम लोग वहाँ पे प्लेस करे, हाँ सर हम लोग तो देखे उस दिन सर हुआ सर वहाँ पे बिरसिंहपुर चौक में ना एक ऑटो को ना सर पीछे से ट्रक ठोक दिया, बहुत आदमी वहाँ पे एक करके आया। सो दैट सिचुएशन आल्सो यू कैन यूज दिस ब्रेकअप। क्या होता हुआ नहीं सर, जो लड़के लोग जो आदमी लोग जिस था ना द वायलेंट मॉब, they growled, they blocked the total road and didn't allow anyone to pass through it. Clear? So you can use that kind of expressions here also. How? B-R-E-A-K, break down, which is commonly used, break down. The way I teach the students, break down related to your health, break down related to that sudden collapse, breakdown होता है, then breakdown. Breakdown means another thing is some mechanical defect. See students, our generator is there, two DG is there, DG sets are there. Suppose all of a sudden some mechanical defect occurred over there. How will you express it? Sir, suddenly the generator broke down. The generator has broken down, sir. Using present perfect tense has broken down, and that's why we are not getting that power. Like that also we can use. Hello Sumit, why is your health breaking down day by day? Why you are becoming thin day by day? Suppose you are telling like that. We need to enact. Especially the language teachers, not only language teachers, we all should enact. Dramatize something whenever you are teaching some play, or I will come in that point also, how to do it. So break down. Clear no? Your health is breaking down day by day. Clear? The generator has broken down quite frequently. क्योंकि जब कोई बिल्डिंग में मल्टी स्टोरी बिल्डिंग में फायर लग जाते हैं, क्लियर नो, उस समय भी इस वर्ड का यूज किया जाता है. फायर हैज ब्रोकन आउट. क्लियर नो? Am I right or wrong? Because clear, if I am telling anything wrong, you may if you have any query.
No sir, almost parallel to engulfed.
Yes, yes, engulfed. Clear no? The fire has engulfed the whole building. Engulfed. मतलब वो पूरा उसका कब्जे में ले ली. तो ऐसा करके उसको पूरा समझाना पड़ेगा बच्चे को. Definitely, whatever feelings they had in their mind, and definitely no one will shout in the classroom. It's my challenge. No one will shout. You make the teaching learning process in such a way so that it touches their heart. हाँ सर, we have learned something. सर कम से कम तो 2-3, सर 5 में से अगर 3 याद करके लेके आएंगे होगा ना? Yes होगा. No, 5 में से 5 ही तुमको करना है, मारेंगे ना. ठीक है, तुम करो ना, कोशिश करो ना, 5 में 5 ही हो जाएगा. रात में जब सोएंगे ना, close your eyes and you just think that whatever English words I have learned, recapitulate it. Clear, you will get it. Clear. So many things on that topic only, so many times I may take, but one by one I will go. Now you see vocabulary building part like that, we can first of all make them understand that vocabulary is an essential part of acquiring this subject. Now you see collaborative teaching. Collaborative teaching में क्या होता है? Suppose you are teaching, you have taught one lesson. Now you ask the students, you are going to start the next lesson tomorrow. Ask the student that you prepare the lessons. A piece of poetry or poem is asked to the students to prepare. That you yourself prepare collaboratively. In that collaborative teaching, we should make 3 or 4 groups of the students. You are 4 groups, I will ask you, and your groups, that is your group, group A, B, C, D, E. Clear? I will ask you first that whatever you have understood regarding the lesson we are going to learn today. Clear? Different group, they will discuss in between them. Clear? No? And as a result, a good output will come out. Definitely a good output. In an indirect way, you are getting their fluency, you are encouraging them to enhance their, whenever they are committing any mistake, being a teacher, you are there, you can, no, it's not like that, you should say that. In a polite way. Very good. Your efforts really outstanding. The way you tried, really. Give a good applause, a huge round of applause for them. Plus, the bachcha sab tali marenge, they will feel little bit. See, in this world, each and everyone needs little bit appreciation. Each and everyone. If anyone says, no, I don't want any kind of appreciation, he is telling lie. He is a liar. Clear? No? Each and everyone needs little bit appreciation. So here, in this collaborative teaching, students are getting a chance for critical analysis also. They themselves can analyze, clear no? That the way we are in our group, they have prepared, but what is the difference? Clear no? The way the group B, they have responded, and the way group C, they had responded. Clear no? So we give the student a chance, clear no, for critical analysis. Clear? So it comes that collaborative teaching, then peer response and editing. Here the teacher asks the students, clear no? Okay, tomorrow you just write one topic regarding pollution. Clear? So here you are the groups in peers. Clear? Then क्या होता है that peer response and editing. The group will edit from other groups that whatever mistakes they had committed over there. Suppose here whenever we are instructing the students for writing skill, we are telling them to see the introductory part should be catchy. It should be catchy. Clear no? So that whenever the examiner will look over your answer sheet, clear no? So at that time a positive sense comes. Wow, very well, very good, very good. The way he has started the thing is very good. And concluding part and the body. Here it must be excellent. It must be represented in an excellent way. Clear no? So suppose some of the students they have written by using their own creation that pollution is posing a great threat in the 21st century. Clear? Introductory line. Another group they have written that pollution is creating a lot of problem, or pollution is a major threat. Clear? These days for the development of our country, or the main threat, clear, of which we are quite worried of during this century, in this century, is nothing but pollution. Different kinds of expression you will get, and from that expressions, the students will learn that इनका जो introductory part होता है, we can start in different ways. Clear no? Simply, actually, whatever we are teaching, it must be learner-centered, and teacher needs to play the role of a facilitator. Clear no? As I think Manisha also emphasized this point. Clear no? Teaching less, clear no? Learning more. Clear no? And in that teaching learning process, the students' participation should be taken care of, so that we can include almost all the students in our teaching learning process. Clear? So that is another thing, and then the students chosen text. Student chosen text. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? Sometimes we are asking the student, okay, today we have read this one, and tomorrow it's your choice. It's your choice. Clear no? One text, we will ask the student that whatever text, clear no, to enhance their reading, to check their reading capability. Still now some of the students of class 9, 10 and even in 6, 7, 8, they are unable to read the textbook thoroughly. Clear no? Our main target being the teacher of English, clear no? We are, here also I would like to say, very often we are telling that I am an English teacher. Is it right? I am a teacher of English actually. English teacher means you have been born and brought up in England and you are English teacher. Means you are born and brought up there. Clear? When I asked this question to one of the resource person who attended the seminar over here in the first floor, Oxford, from Oxford, one man came and she also admitted it. Yes, Mr. Datta, you are right. I am a teacher of English, I am not an English teacher. Whenever we are telling English teacher, though sometimes I am also telling like that, it sometimes comes, I am telling like, I am wrong. Clear no? Means from my inside it give me the response, the noise in front of the students. Clear no? So here that student text होने के बाद tomorrow I will ask the student, clear no? Okay, from your group, who is coming? Mr. Tapan, you just come and read the text aloud in front of the class. And being the facilitator, you must be quite vigilant, clear, quite careful the way he is with proper accent, with proper pause, where comma is there, where full stop is there, clear, and with proper gesturing. Once upon a time there was a king, his name was, being a teacher you should never, they will start sounding like that. It depends the way you are presenting your lessons, clear, in the classroom. It totally, entirely, it depends upon you. Totally, it depends upon you. In that way, we can enhance, clear, no, their reading ability, their gesturing, their proper accent, their pronunciation, their body language, and all these things. Clear, no? So these are the mostly accepted, clear, no, strategies which are followed in teaching English. Now, some of the linguists, they are telling that here also some criticism is there, that the teacher knows the best way that which kind of strategies are to be followed while he is teaching a topic. It is not like that by following one strategy you will finish up all these things. One strategies can never be followed to make the teaching learning process quite effective. Clear? So for that purpose there are several methods are there. There are several methods in the olden days. Clear no? The traditional method you all know, which is no longer in use these days. Clear no? It has been obsolete. Clear no? No longer in use. Traditional method. Because it was totally teacher centric. क्लियर, पहले जो पाठशाला और टोल में जो गुरुकुल में जो पढ़ाए गए होते थे, वहाँ पे that guru only used to take clear the leading role, clear in terms of that teaching. The students were not allowed to participate into the interaction. Shruti, that Vedas during the Vedic period, clear no? The Shruti means that listening. And another thing, the main thing in the language teacher, we must always keep it into our mind, these 4 objectives of learning English. LSRW. Listening. See, a good listener, clear no, can be a good speaker. But actually क्या होता है, we always want to be the speaker, not the listener. We never, even in some cases, in my case also it happens, that is a common tendency. We don't want to listen. Clear? But a good listener can be a good speaker, followed by he can be a good reader also and good writer also. Because how it has been proved, the psychologists and the educationists, they have explained this. See, whenever a new child is born, clear, and gradually he grows up, whenever when his or her mother is calling, Babu, don't do that, बेटा वहाँ पे मत जाओ, ऐसा करके पीछे मोड़ के देखते हैं, फिर वो वहाँ से पहला बार नहीं से, बाबू प्लीज डोंट गो देयर, वहाँ पे मत जाओ, वहाँ पे कुत्ता है, काट देगा. So definitely you will retreat. First you will proceed. No. That listening. Clear no? And then sunte बोलेंगे no kutta dog I won't go there. So that listening, clear dog, that particular word dog, he has learned by listening, and that listening leads to the speaking. एक उनका speaking ability को फिर वो सुनने के बाद ही वो बोलेंगे मम्मी clear no? मम्मी माँ डैडी, ये जो words और सुनने के बाद ही उसका पास ये सब आता है. So these 4 skills are very important. So that traditional method of teaching nowadays it is no longer in use. There is no means use of it. Then you see one of the most important things for the language teachers, that is the dramatization part. Clear? Dramatization how? Suppose you are teaching, what should I say? You are teaching one lesson. Julius Caesar, one drama, Julius Caesar. Okay, written by William Shakespeare. You are teaching that part. You all have read it, Julius Caesar. There, Julius Caesar, he was the king of Rome. तो आप जब Julius Caesar के बारे में पढ़ा रहे हैं, you have to get that feelings that here I am the Julius Caesar and I am dictating whatever that when Julius Caesar was stabbed by I think Decius Brutus. Develop sir? Decius Brutus, who was one of his best friend, whom he relied a lot, believed a lot. Clear? He never believed that this best friend, he can once Decius Brutus or Marcus Brutus? Marcus Brutus, not Decius Brutus. Decius Brutus conspired. Decius Brutus conspired against Julius Caesar, and it was Marcus Brutus, clear no, who stabbed him from behind. So when he was Julius Caesar, clear no, suppose unka nieces Calpurnia, several times he told him not to attend the capital because the previous night she had dreamed some ominous dream. कोई अशुभ ड्रीम उसने देखा था, उसको मना किया जूलियस सीजर को. जूलियस सीजर उस समय नो आई एम द किंग, उस समय आप अगर किताब लेकर नो आई एम द किंग आई विल गो. क्लियर नो? उस समय ड्रामेटाइजेशन इज नीडेड. क्लियर नो? द वे ही a king, the way he walks. Clear no? No, definitely I will go to the pulpit and I will address the Roman mob. Clear no? Being a king, if I do like that Calpurnia, then do you think they will rely on me? I am the king. I am the king. Clear no? So definitely the students, they will listen. They will see that's how our teacher is acting. Clear no? Dramatizing the topic. Clear? Julius Caesar. Then when Julius Caesar was walking, clear no? He was just approaching towards the pulpit, clear? And at that time, Casca first stabbed, and then even when he saw that Julius Caesar saw that Marcus Brutus with a dagger in his hand, he came and stabbed him from behind. Ate you too. Ate you too. The same expression is there. You too. Ate you too means Marcus Brutus, you too. You too. And then he fell down onto the floor. And it was profusely bleeding. Then the whole floor was smeared with blood. Smeared with blood. दिखाना पड़ेगा. Clear no? The whole class will be pin drop of silence. The way you will teach. Dramatization plays a vital role. In our class 10 syllabus, one poem is there, Amanda. Written in Kelvin Clare. Amanda. So there, a small, you see there, in order to bring that sense directly, so students today, we are going to teach, open your textbook, page number such and such. Here no, we have not yet finished our syllabus. You see there is so many buttons are there. So you just don't talk, huh? Okay, Amanda, we are going to teach, open at page number 69. Okay, Amanda. So Amanda, now we are going to teach. Before that, you can create that is called the situational approach. Situational approach, depending upon the situation. Here the situation of the lesson Here the situation of that text is first brought into the minds of the student. So, dear students, suppose you all are grown up. Suppose off and on or continuously if you are nagged, आपको अगर मना किया जाते हैं, आपको अगर टोका जाता है, बाबू ये मत करो, मैं तुमको बोला था ना जूता साफ करने के लिए, क्यों नहीं जूता साफ किया? हेलो अमंडा, तुम अभी भी ऐसे बैठी हुई है, मैं तुमको बोला था तुम्हारा स्टडी टेबल साफ करके रखने के लिए. Then again, Amanda, again you are biting your nails. Amanda, again you are taking that chocolate. How long you will tolerate? Small kid. Definitely he or she will not pay any kind of interest. Ultimately, after some days, he or she will not listen to their parents. बोलने का भी तरीका होता है. क्लियर ना? कि प्यार से इसे कि देखो ऐसा करने से तो ये हो जाएगा, तुम ये कर लो ना, उसके बाद तुम मोबाइल देखो. ठीक है, तुम्हारा होमवर्क कर लिया, चलो मैं हेल्प कर देता हूँ 10-12. तो ऐसा करके that in that lesson Amanda, clear no, she was totally bored of her mother. One small school-going girl, Amanda, she was there, and whenever her mother used to nag her like that repeatedly, clear no, ये मत करो, वहाँ पे मत जाओ, and she started the childish fantasy, clear no, grew up into her mind. कि मैं अगर एक orphan हो जाता तो ये ऐसा भी सोचे थे कि it was better for me if I would have been an orphan. I could have played on the street. There would have been no one to guide me, to nag me, to repeatedly forbid me to do that and this and that like that. या तो मैं एक भरा समुंदर में अगर see all this dramatization, एक भरा समुंदर में मैं एक sole inhabitant होता था, only inhabitant. Clear no? एक जल परी, mermaid I think, no? Mermaid, yes, mermaid. एक मार्मेड का रूप में मैं अगर होता था, कितना आसानी से I would have breathed here and there, I would have slept there. मेरा मम्मी भी नहीं होते थे, पापा भी नहीं होते थे, मेरे को कितना अच्छा, I would have enjoyed my own life. Each and everyone needs little bit independence, even the small kids also. But if we frequently nag them or forbid them to do some things, definitely they will protest. Clear? Similarly, so many lessons are there. Clear no? Suppose that Annie Frank, one lesson is there, class 10. Clear no? The diary of Annie Frank. Clear no? So there also his teacher, Mr. Foggy. Clear no? Mr. Foggy. तो उनका जो ड्रेस कोड, क्लियर ऐसा कुछ वर्ड वहां पे दिया हुआ है, क्लियर है जो Foggy with his Mr. Kissing. Mr. Kissing was the name of the teacher, and his dress code has been described as Foggy. Foggy means बुढ़ापन में जब हो जाता है चश्मा यहाँ पे आ जाता है, बॉडी थोड़ा डाउन. You have to see the teacher's look was like that. Clear no? And his belly was little bit fat, with a fat belly, with loose pant, and the teacher used to enter into the class like that. And the students means by seeing his appearance, his get-up and all these things, the students used to shout in the class. But still he was a good teacher. Clear? So here the dramatization also matters. Being the language teacher, wherever we are teaching any lesson, clear no, to follow all these strategies, clear, we need to dramatize the thing for the sometimes. Then you see that structural approach, especially when we are teaching that English grammar lesson. English grammar, there we need to emphasize on structural approach. There you see structural approach. Suppose you are teaching, what should I say? Suppose you are teaching tense. Tense is the mother of English language. Without tense we cannot move forward. Wherever, मतलब इंग्लिश में टेंस जिसको एकदम ग्रिप नहीं है, जो आइडेंटिफिकेशन सही से नहीं कर पाएंगे, he will not be able to understand whatever grammar contents are being prescribed by CBSE. Here no tense, determiners, subject verb agreement, modals, reported speech, active voice, passive voice. Preposition this time it has been deleted. Clear no? So whatever contents have been prescribed by CBSE, without the structural approach, especially the grammar, you can never teach the students. Especially the student, see one sentence I am telling you. He did his homework day. Or we can use there prepared or whatever. He prepared his homework day. Now, this is affirmative sentence. Clear no? Or it's a positive statement. Isn't it? So, student, any one of you, can you make it negative? Can you make it negative? Or can you make it interrogative? Interrogative. How will you make it? Interrogative क्या होगा? Any one of you? He did his homework day. Make it interrogative. Any one of you? Yes?
Did he do his homework day?
Excellent, 100% right. Now, my question. Suppose the same thing, say, did he do his homework daily? Some of the students, sir, did, do, एक ही सेंटेंस में did, do, दो बार कैसे यूज होगा? You have to explain how will you make them understand? By using the structure. How? Why? The method here or the tricks here I am applying actually. But you see, I am writing directly. See, if you take any verb, suppose do. Here the students, most of the students here, did his homework daily. Did he का इस्तेमाल करता है. और does his homework daily. Do he does his homework daily. ऐसा भी सेंटेंस हम लोगों को कभी-कभी मिलता है. It means what? It doesn't have the clear conception. It doesn't know the structure. Clear no? Actually, the structural approach from the very beginning it must be taught. From 6 to 11, actually 6, 7 and 8, these 3 years are the building stage. Whatever learning or that, whatever opportunities you are getting, you must utilize it for the students actually. Because 9 and 10, whenever we are entering there, we are focusing here no, to finish up the syllabus. Because there is huge burden of number of prose, poetry and grammar 7, 8 contents are there. Number 8 contents are there. Clear no? So their grammar, suppose class 10 level में जाके बच्चा अगर बोले कि सर 10 तो मेरे को मालूम नहीं, so it's an extra burden for the teacher. Because tense के बिना reported speech आप पढ़ा नहीं सकते हैं, tense के बिना active voice, passive voice आप पढ़ा नहीं सकते हैं, tense के बिना subject verb agreement में आप घुस नहीं सकते हैं. So you have at least the structures you have to make the students understand that how these are the structures. Simple way में है. Now whatever I am telling here, you see do whenever any verb will be in the V1 form. इसका V2 क्या होता है? Did. इसका V5 क्या होता है? Does. इसका अंदर क्या छुपा हुआ है? Do equals to what? Did equals to what? And does equals to what? Definitely, in the beginning, the students they will not be able to answer. Clearly, do. So, do equals to what? Do equals to do plus do. Then did equals to क्या? Did plus do. Does equals to क्या? Does plus do. Does plus do. So, as for example, here you see did. Did is the V2 form, and again the question comes conjugation of verbs. Conjugation of verbs. Do voice change? क्योंकि voice change, what is voice? Clear? Now I give the description. It's a form of verb actually. Because voice change में हमेशा V3 लगेगा ही, V3 by object, V3 by object, V3 by object लगेगा. But there are certain words where by is also not used. Some prepositional object is there whereby is not used, where preposition is needed, because sir. Clear no? So here you see, so here did is there, did is D2. So did equals to what? Did plus do. So dear students, always mind it that whenever we are going to make any sentence negative, interrogative or negative interrogative, these structures you need to remember. Without this structure, we can never make the sentence negative, we can never make the sentence interrogative. Now how? You see, you can make them understand. Whenever we are making, this is simple present tense. What is the auxiliary verb of simple present tense? What is the auxiliary verb of simple present tense? Did. Did is the auxiliary verb of simple present tense. So, whenever. That's it. So like that you see, he did his homework. So here, did he do his homework? Did is here playing the role of auxiliary verb, and this do is playing the role of main verb. So sometimes auxiliary verbs can also play the role of main verb. Clear no? And this is as it is simple past tense, so we have taken the did auxiliary verb at first, and this is the structure. Did then subject then main verb. As I told before, that structure can be taught. So with that, there are so many things are there, dear teachers, respected teachers. Clear no? Whatever I have learned and the way I teach inside the classroom, I have shared it with you all. I don't know whether it has been fulfilled the objectives and all. And in this way, if we teach our students, so definitely I think the teaching learning process can be made quite effective. And finally, now I would like to conclude by saying that you are the best teacher. You know how to motivate, you know how to motivate the class, how to inspire your student, how to manage the classroom. Clear no? In this way, clear no? Your main target will be to make the teaching, clear no? Learning, learner centered, and you need to play the role of a facilitator. Clear no? That is the main thing. Our main objective is to reach. Clear no? I have also so many things were there at the time of teaching prose and poetry. What kind of things can be adopted? Strategy. There we can adopt intensive reading, extensive reading. Then in terms of poem, we can adopt so many things. The rhythmic scheme, then the order of the words, then that poetic devices. So many things are there. Clear? So anyhow, now once again I would like to thank our respected principal sir for giving me this opportunity and for your kind attention and concentration to listen to me. Thank you. Thank you all.
Valuable words. We definitely use these strategies in our class to make it smooth and simple. So we definitely learn so much from your seminar. Thank you for your valuable words. Thank you so much. So now there will be certificate distribution. For this, I would like to call Amar Kumar Singh. Please come. Now Anupam Kumari. Anupam Kumari. Anupama Kumari. Deenaji Pillai. Thank you all for participating in this, and thank you respected principal sir and Datta sir. Thank you for having the session so valuable. Thank you so much.